A deeply emotional statement from Princess Diana's own brother has suddenly reignited one of the most painful chapters in modern royal history, and it has royal watchers asking one important question. Why did he choose to speak now? The comments have quickly captured headlines, sparked widespread discussion, and reminded millions that, even nearly 3 decades after Princess Diana's tragic death, the emotions surrounding her legacy remain incredibly powerful. But that's not the whole story. What happened next surprised many royal observers. Before we continue, subscribe to Royal Family Daily News and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest royal updates. Now, let's take a closer look at what Charles Spencer actually said and why his words are attracting so much attention around the world. For years, Charles Spencer has been one of the strongest voices defending the memory of his late sister, Princess Diana. Although he rarely comments publicly on every royal controversy, whenever he does speak, his words carry enormous weight. This time was no different. In recent interviews and public remarks, Spencer reflected on the lasting impact of Diana's life, the trauma experienced by children separated from their families, and the emotional consequences of institutional failures. His comments were measured. They were thoughtful. But they also contained unmistakable criticism of systems that, in his view, failed vulnerable young people, including experiences he has described from his own childhood. Royal commentators quickly noted that his remarks once again highlighted the emotional scars that have shaped the Spencer family for decades. But why are these comments being interpreted as such significant news today? We'll explain that in just a moment. Princess Diana became known across the world as the People's Princess. Millions admired her compassion. Her charity work transformed how many viewed the royal family. But behind the smiling public appearances was a woman facing extraordinary personal struggles. Charles Spencer has repeatedly emphasized that those closest to Diana understood the emotional burdens she carried long before much of the public did. According to royal historians, Diana's difficult experiences during childhood, including the breakdown of her parents' marriage, left lasting emotional effects. Spencer has often connected these early experiences to the empathy Diana later showed toward people suffering from loneliness, illness, and social exclusion. Those reflections have resonated strongly with audiences because they offer a more personal understanding of the woman behind the global icon. But another revelation soon shifted attention once again. Royal experts believe the timing of Spencer's comments is especially important. Discussions surrounding Princess Diana's legacy have intensified in recent years through documentaries, books, podcasts, and renewed public interest. Each new anniversary brings fresh conversations about her influence on the monarchy and modern Britain. Against that backdrop, Charles Spencer's decision to speak publicly has naturally attracted renewed attention. Rather than focusing on palace politics, he has continued emphasizing Diana's humanity. Many commentators say this approach reminds the public that Diana's story was about far more than royal headlines. It was about resilience, compassion, and lasting emotional consequences. But that's not the whole story. Another issue has made Spencer's recent comments even more significant. In recent years, Charles Spencer has spoken openly about abuse he says he experienced while attending boarding school. His willingness to discuss those painful experiences has generated widespread public conversation. He has argued that protecting children should always come before protecting institutions. Those remarks have received support from many campaigners and survivors. Observers believe that Spencer's broader message extends beyond his own experiences. Many feel he is encouraging greater transparency and accountability whenever vulnerable people are affected. Royal analysts note that this reflects values that Princess Diana herself often championed. She frequently used her public platform to draw attention to issues many others avoided discussing. Could this be another reason Spencer believes silence is no longer acceptable? Many believe so, but there is still another important piece of this story. Several respected royal commentators have observed that Spencer continues to shape how Princess Diana's legacy is understood. Rather than allowing history to focus solely on royal disagreements, he consistently returns attention to Diana's charitable work, compassion, and personal struggles. Historians say this helps create a more balanced picture of her life. Official representatives from Buckingham Palace have not issued statements responding specifically to Spencer's recent personal reflections, which is consistent with long-standing royal practice regarding individual family comments. Instead, attention has remained focused on the broader public discussion surrounding Diana's enduring legacy. Meanwhile, news organizations across Britain have highlighted how Spencer's remarks have reopened conversations about childhood welfare, institutional accountability, and emotional well-being. These topics extend well beyond the royal family itself. But what happened next surprised many royal observers. Social media quickly filled with messages supporting Charles Spencer. Many praised his willingness to discuss painful experiences publicly. Others reflected on Princess Diana's extraordinary ability to connect with ordinary people. Across online platforms, countless users described Diana as one of the most compassionate public figures in modern history. Some commented that Spencer's reflections reminded them why Diana continues inspiring new generations who were not even born during her lifetime. That continuing influence is remarkable. Nearly 30 years after her death, documentaries about Diana continue attracting millions of viewers. Books examining her life regularly become bestsellers. And public interest shows little sign of fading. Why? Royal experts believe authenticity plays a major role. Diana appeared willing to show vulnerability in ways rarely seen from senior members of the royal family. Her openness created a connection that still resonates today. But there is one final point many viewers may not have considered. Perhaps the biggest message emerging from Charles Spencer's comments isn't about controversy at all. It's about memory. Throughout the years, Spencer has consistently defended his sister's reputation while encouraging honest conversations about emotional well-being. Rather than allowing Diana to be remembered only through headlines, he has emphasized her kindness, compassion, and determination to help others. Many historians believe those qualities remain the foundation of her extraordinary legacy. Her work with AIDS patients changed public attitudes. Her campaign against landmines influenced international debate. Her support for vulnerable communities inspired countless charities. Those achievements continue speaking for themselves. And whenever Charles Spencer reflects on his sister's life, millions listen because they believe he offers one of the closest personal perspectives available. That explains why every news statement from him attracts worldwide attention. As public interest in royal history continues growing, conversations about Princess Diana are unlikely to disappear anytime soon. Future anniversaries, documentaries, biographies, and historical research will almost certainly bring fresh discussions. Charles Spencer's recent comments have become another reminder that Diana's story is still evolving through the memories of those who knew her best. Rather than reopening old divisions, many observers hope these conversations encourage greater understanding of mental health, childhood experiences, compassion, and accountability. Those values formed a central part of Diana's public life, and they remain just as relevant today. Charles Spencer's decision to speak publicly has once again reminded the world that Princess Diana's legacy extends far beyond royal ceremonies and newspaper headlines. His reflections have encouraged renewed discussion about resilience, empathy, and the importance of protecting vulnerable people. Whether viewed through the lens of history, family, or public service, Diana's influence continues reaching millions around the globe. If you're enjoying this coverage, please like, subscribe, and let us know your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe Charles Spencer's recent remarks help preserve Princess Diana's legacy for future generations, or do they reopen difficult chapters that should remain in the past? Thank you for watching Royal Family Daily News. We'll continue bringing you trusted, balanced, and engaging coverage of the latest developments from the royal family. Until next time, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next video.